What is up, everybody? Today we're doing my first Mii Brawler matchup chart. As I do with most of my secondaries, I like to talk about how good they do against characters in the meta. I forgot to put chat on. Hi, chat. It's set up +2 solid advantage, +1 small advantage, even or +1 even, even or -1, -1 small disadvantage. I typoed this, and then -2 large disadvantage or solid disadvantage. I don't think that Mii Brawler has any plus or -3s. He still is a character that has to fight with his face, but he is also broken. I think the character is top 15 at worst. I believe in the strengths of like combo games and stuff like that. It's why I think Steve has an absolutely broken matchup chart. It's why I think Pika has a broken matchup chart, because like, oh, like this matchup would be even but upper bridges. And I'm figuring out so many stupid combos with Mii Brawler that I'm like, wow, you can just turn the game on at any time and just win. Oh, I forgot literally the most important caveat. The last thing I want to mention, I'm going to be basically solely doing this off of my moveset 1-2-3-2, which is shot put, burning drop kick, thrust uppercut, and flipped or feint jump, because I think it's the best set by far. There may be particular matchups that I will talk about switching sets potentially, but like universally, it's gonna be this, because you want the recovery, you want the crazy kill combos, and you want the ability to edge trap and edge guard with shot put or force air dodges and stuff like that. But you can go check out my other video, which is gonna be up above, of why I think this is the best set for more details on that. Just wanted to say that, because if you don't run this set, this matchup chart might not apply to you. Banjo and Kazooie. Mii Brawler blows Banjo up on combos. He's actually really easy to combo. You can do basically every combo route. Down throw thrupper is really good against him. I don't think the camping is super good for Banjo in this matchup, and Mii Brawler's pressure is just too good, and Banjo doesn't have solid enough out of shield options to do anything, whereas Mii Brawler does have out of shield options in Nair and up B. Just a really rough time for Banjo in general. He gets ledge trapped, he gets comboed, he dies really early, whereas Mii Brawler can kind of play neutral really well around him if you want to be a little bit more passive. If you want to run counter throw for trolls on Wonder Wing, go for it, but pretty unnecessary, obviously. I'd still think it's really, really easy for Mii Brawler. Bayonetta, even or +1, but I think it's +1. Brawler has really good out of shield options. You can play more defensively against this character. If you're running burning dropkick, it's actually very hard for Bayo to get edge guards, because she can't cover a bunch of areas at once, and you kind of have to make that decision very quickly against Mii Brawler. She still gets comboed pretty hard, not as hard as a lot of characters, because frame 1 air dodge is going to escape a lot of the very early percent combos, but at the same time, then you just bait air dodge and hit her anyway. Bats Within isn't going to be super strong versus him, other than the very low percent. Down throw thrupper doesn't work on her, but again, she has to mash air dodge basically, or waste her jump, which isn't good, because if she wastes her jump, then she can't do 2 witch twists. She can only do 1. So burning that type of resource is really nice. You just have more damage to deal, and you kill way easier, even if it's just with back air or like nair forward smash or up air thrupper. Like Mii Brawler still has kill confirms, even if it's not specifically down throw thrupper. Bowser, I think this matchup is at the very least +1. Bowser gets comboed so hard. If you ever get a single hit, you're golden. Nair is safe enough on shield where you don't just get upbeat all the time, so you innately put it in a mix-up of like, is Bowser gonna up B or side B, which is obviously always going to be in your favor, because if you guess right, they're at any percent, they're minimum taking 60 or dying. At mid percents, and they do an up B out of shield, you just get crazy up air strings that deal so much damage. So Bowser has to play perfectly neutral in this matchup. If not, you're just gonna get a huge punish. Mii Brawler's any open up is a huge thing, whereas Bowser's is not necessarily going to be, especially if you just DI like up and in. Generally, if you're scared of like fair putting you into tech chase situations, because Mii Brawler is a fast faller, so that is something you have to worry about. Obviously, if you hit Bowser really far off stage, you can harass with burning dropkick, especially if he does a directional air dodge to try to live, because he doesn't have a jump or something like that. You can also 2-frame his up B with down air, which I find pretty reliable and like no risk, because then you're still edge guarding Bowser, or edge trapping Bowser. Edge trapping Bowser is huge in general, and Mii Brawler's a good edge trapper because he just has spam nair, which is great. I think it might be +2, but I think all the Mii Brawler players would hate me if I put it at +2, but I think it's more so +2. Also, the fact that rising up air hits him in neutral is kind of crazy. Bowser Jr. +2. The neutral is very easy in this matchup. Bowser Jr. doesn't have good out of shield options except for footstool side B out of shield, but you can kind of space your nair so that that's not really going to hit. He gets down throw thruppered for hell. You just win in every aspect of this matchup. The spacing doesn't matter for Bowser Jr. because you just then do like short hop nair land on them. Like Bowser Jr. can't really deal with the pressure super well. You deal more damage off of a hit than Bowser Jr. does, and Bowser Jr.'s damage up is like one of the best things. You kill easier than Bowser Jr. because you have down throw thrupper or landing up air, whatever, like all of Mii Brawler's kill confirms. And if he's gonna spam like side B or like be evasive, then you just like slowly corner Bowser Jr. and then hit him eventually. Byleth is even or +1. I can go here. Brawler being a fast faller is actually really good versus Byleth, because it means that anytime you get hit by a nair at high percents, you just DI down and away, tech away, and unless you're already at the ledge from that, like, you're probably not gonna get hit by anything. You saw Light doing it as Fox. You can do the same thing as Mii Brawler. I don't think that Byleth can swing enough or is safe enough frame data wise to really scare Mii Brawler. Like, the reason that Roy and Chrom can be difficult is because they have big sword moves that they swing all the time that are safe. whereas Byleth's frame data isn't that safe. And also like the nair pressure that Byleth likes to get, right? Like you can always nair, always up B at a shield. I think it's a really, really big deal that like Byleth can't pressure you, he has to space, and if you guess right once, like they short hop, you full hop, and they do a forward air and you get a landing nair, that's 60%. Byleth's not really gonna be edge guarding this character very well because you can just recover high. You might get hit once, but like then you're gonna hit up and you're fine, as opposed to like just dying really early, like let's say Pyrimitra does, you know what I'm saying? I think Falcon is even. Falcon's speed is really annoying in this matchup. He combos the hell out of you, you combo the hell out of him back. Falcon ironically does a really good job edge guarding. You don't want to get juggled by Falcon because it does a ton of percent, so just recover high doesn't really work against him. But Brawler beats him up. Like if Brawler gets a hit, he's dead or taking 70 or 80. But I think the neutral's actually really difficult because Falcon has like Raptor boost of like dash forward, Raptor boost, pulls back, avoids the nair or armors the nair, and then gets a hit and you take a ton of damage. I think it's just a really aggressive matchup on both sides if you want to just like get your hits, or a really passive because you're like, I'm scared of the other person getting a hit. It's referring to a certain set. If I'm talking about it without caveats, I am talking about my Brawler set 1232 because it is the best Brawler set by far. It's not even close.
Hey, so I'm the editor for this video. Now is a good time to reiterate that these are ESAM's opinions, because saying that Burning Dropkick is objectively the best side B is gonna raise some eyebrows. While I don't think that's a badly guided opinion, I still do disagree with it myself, and I'm sure a lot of other Brawler players do, so I'm gonna take a moment and go through all the statements that I have a problem with.
I think Suplex is objectively incorrect at this point. Like, I don't even think it's a preference, I just think it's objectively worse.
Suplex has been the main pick for a lot of Brawlers, though players like Leo de Hockey have been using BDK for years, and developments with BDK have been like really recent. We're talking about the last week or so at the time that I'm recording this. There are still valuable reasons to use Suplex outside of specific matchups, which ESAM will bring up later. If your game plan promotes hitting falling up airs at kill percent to confirm into your up B, which is a confirm from like maybe 90 to 140 on most characters in this game, Suplex can help with getting people out of their shields and getting hit by up air. Even assuming that a player knows what their range is for down throw thrupper and up air thrupper and shields accordingly, Suplex doing 20 and taking them out of the position they're in can still be a really valuable opening, since at that point they're going to be about above you, more or less. And then being above you like that can lead to jump callouts if they want to try and go over to you to return to the stage, or if they don't want to go to the stage, they might just go straight to the ledge, depending on the stage. And being able to position a player from anywhere on the stage to go to ledge or the corner or a platform just for shielding can be really, really strong.
Thrupper's objectively by far the best up B, so if you're not using it, you're not trying.
I kind of mostly agree with this one, but I still think Helicopter Kick has its good moments, especially against heavyweights. Their confirm windows are pretty high. You might be able to kill Bowser around 100% off the top, but you could also push Bowser to the corner and then on top of that down tilt him and kill him at 60, or falling up air him and kill him at 45, which is a huge boon in a matchup where that character is supposed to live forever. And the same thing extends down for a lot of other heavier characters like Donkey Kong or Incineroar. That being said, if you're gonna pick one up B and run it, yeah, just use Thrupper. It's gonna cause you a lot less trouble.
When you run Suplex, you don't have a recovery with this character.
I've told ESAM multiple times that he's undervaluing the recovery of just having Feint Jump and up B. But as long as you have BDK or Feint Jump, your recovery is gonna be fine. If you use both BDK and Feint Jump, you should be really, really fine. If you get edge guarded with both of those on you, it's pretty much your fault at that point. Given that I think the viable movesets look something like this, I don't think that being edge guarded is a large flaw as long as you follow that rule. Again, these are ESAM's opinions coming up through the rest of the video. The opinions that I gave right now are just my opinions. That's all I want to bring up. If I want to make any more comments, I'll do it in this green text. Enjoy the rest of the video. Also follow me on Twitter.
I think Chrom is even. So here's the thing. You can edge guard this character pretty hard. That's a big deal in my opinion because both characters kind of bully each other. Again, Chrom has a sword. It can be a little bit difficult to play neutral. The one opening you get as Brawler actually means more than the opening as Chrom, which is pretty rare because Chrom does a ton of damage and like juggles and stuff. And you have your ability to fast fall air dodge, which is really safe and really good because Chrom has to like early commit to that. He can't just cover multiple options at once. You can just go to the ledge. It's actually really hard for Chrom to ledge trap you because if he ever like whips a jab, you can just do ledge hop up air and then get a huge combo. You have the flip jump to get off of ledge if you need it. Chrom has to play a little bit more passive on edge trapping, and if he's passive at edge trapping, that means he's not just mash and jab, which means you can just ledge jump or like get around him otherwise. Down throw thrupper doesn't work on Chrom or Roy, but you don't really need it because you just juggle them forever and then like hit them off stage. And then if they ever air dodge, you just down angle forward tilt it because that move is actually so good. And if they ever have to use their up B, you just either you weak nair or strong nair or side B if you're too far away. I think it's easier than Roy for sure. I'm gonna say Cloud is even or -1. I'm just probably gonna put it at -1. It's actually really hard for Brawler to get in. Obviously, back air is not safe enough that you can't up B it, but you have to be close enough to up B it. Again, if you get the hit, you get a huge combo. But I feel like Cloud is actually really good at keeping Brawler in disadvantage because of up air and back air and nair and stuff like that. You can edge guard him, but it's not as simple as you think it is. His disadvantage isn't good versus Brawler because you can always just like parry it and then get an up tilt or something like that. Like parry his down air. But if you have to stay under him, and if you don't stay directly under him, you're gonna just let him get to a spot where he can back air, and that can be really difficult to deal with. I think Cloud edge traps Brawler fairly well, but again, I'm only putting him -1. It like neutral wise is -2, but I just think that you get the hit and you kill him because Brawler's damage output is ridiculous. Corrin, I think Corrin's +1. Corrin's neutral's a little too obvious. You need to just spam back air in this matchup and that's it, because otherwise it's bad. But again, Corrin isn't fast, so you can get into Corrin a lot easier than you can versus a character like Cloud who's fast and has like better ground moves, because Corrin's not gonna ground move you except for down tilt, but you're fine with them down tilting because that means you're jumping. Generally, Corrin has to play perfect and like always guess if you're gonna jump or stay on the ground, which is really hard for her to do, and if she's wrong, she takes 60. And Brawler's killing is overall better in this matchup, which is crazy to say. Corrin doesn't really have good out of shield options. She has nair, which is frame 9, I think. So like it's frame 6 plus the 3 frames of jump squat, or it's 7. So like your shield pressure is almost completely safe. Her pressure is not because you have Thrupper. I don't think she can edge guard you really easily because shot put covers a lot of the space that she wants to be into, like back air or up air, so she can't be there, and then you just recover low and you're fine. I think Diddy Kong's even or +1. The way I think about the Diddy Kong matchup in general is like how good you are at dealing with monkey flip, but not like you as a player, but like what do you get if you are trying to punish monkey flip? And Brawler gets a lot. Like Diddy has to win neutral like several times in a stock, especially if he's not just over and over ledge trapping. It's difficult to just ledge trap Brawler like that because he has ledge jump down B and like really easy to like get away from the ledge options. Even if you get up aired again, that's fine. Brawler's shield pressure can be safe enough to normal banana tosses, so they have to Z toss, which means that if you are like spaced at all, you're not gonna get the Z drop out of shield. Combos are crazy. I don't think down throw Thrupper works on Diddy. Yeah, it doesn't. But again, you don't really need it. Anytime that Diddy does a bad monkey flip in the air, you Thrupper them. You get honestly more off of banana than Diddy does because at low percentage banana, nair down tilt, nair up tilt, up air Thrupper. A lot of damage, right? Diddy's damage output is less than me Brawler's, which is crazy because Diddy's damage output's really good. I think that if you deal with monkey flip correctly just by like spamming your jumps because you're me Brawler, then you can get like nair F smashes really well, or you just get like dash grab, down throw into like mix up. Obviously it can snowball because it's Diddy Kong, but also it can snowball in your favor because you can still get crazy combos that just kill him at 10. You know what I'm saying? Donkey Kong +2. Me Brawler just bullies DK the entire time. And he can't do anything. He has no out of shield options. And if he spaces against you, you Thrupper it because he's barely disjointed. You just hit him. You actually just run forward and win the game. It's that simple. Dr. Mario, not as simple. The thing that Doc struggles with is like outranging him. Me Brawler doesn't really outrange characters for the most part. Your combos are better than Doc's. Your edge guarding is better than Doc's. Your kill confirms are better than Doc's because they're easier to land overall, because again, down throw Thrupper does work on him for a 13-14% window with no dash, which is very good. Duck Hunt, I think is +1. He does have frame 1 can, which obviously can be annoying for combos. Again, you can just bait it and deal damage. You can edge guard him really easily. Down throw Thrupper works on the character pretty well as far as I'm aware. Yeah, 21% window. Duck Hunt's camping works a lot better versus floaty characters because you're fast enough that you get in there and you like immediately mix up with like nairs and grabs and stuff like that, which makes it really difficult for Duck Hunt to just set up his camp game because me Brawler's mobile enough that he can just be like full hop. Oh, you did a can, double jump above you. And then if they run to the other side, you just smack the can with forward tilt and then run at them. It's cat and mouse, obviously, because every like hard zoner matchup is cat and mouse. I think Falco's even. You don't get down throw Thrupper. His combos hurt a lot. He's really good at juggling. He's pretty good at edge guarding, even with your recovery set that you're going to be using. Like, if you're not, you're gonna get edge guarded for free. Like this is one of the matchups that like you have to use burning dropkick for any semblance of a chance because you need to be able to recover. And even then with this set, it's still not super difficult for Falco to get the edge guards. Like he's probably a top 5 or 7 character at edge guarding me Brawler. He's very good at it because his jumps are crazy, so he can cover high really well, and then he can just like falling fair, like huge distances. Me Brawler beats him up if he gets the hit. Falco doesn't really have good out of shield options. Again, you have footstool up B, but I don't know how reliable that is on me Brawler in general. Pretty explosive on both sides. Again, I would probably venture to say this actually, because again, me Brawler beats characters up, and then he gets pretty easy edge guards with just like hold ledge, nair the side B, and then if they up B, you just spike it or BDK it. So it's pretty consistent in terms of edge guarding him. Fox, I think Fox is 100% even. I played light in this matchup in friendlies at main stage. It was so fun. You literally just beat each other up. Honestly, I think it's even a +1. Brawler has really good ways to get out of fake strings because you always have the option to down B, and Fox can't cover down B kick any direction. Like, it's not gonna happen. I think it's actually not as easy for Fox to edge trap Brawler as you would think it is, but it is very easy to edge trap Fox because like they're very similar, but I think it's a little bit easier to do a lot of things to Fox than vice versa. Obviously, Fox's neutral, I would say, is probably a little bit better in general, like you're trying to get the hit, but at the same time, Brawler has up B out of shield, whereas Fox doesn't. So every single nair that Fox does is up B out of shieldable, whereas Fox doesn't have that option. If you land behind Fox, he literally can't punish you. He has to parry everything, but you also have the ability to parry and get huge combos. Nair F smash kills so early. You do get your full like nair down tilt forward air nair grabs on Fox. Like, he takes a ton of damage, and you don't take as much damage in general. It's a little bit easier for Fox to get kills because, well, I don't know, because you have Thrupper. It might be here. It might be +1. Because like I feel like every aspect is just slightly Brawler favor or even. I don't know what Fox favored except for maybe edge trapping, but again, you still have the same nair that he does to edge trap. You don't have the back air, but at the same time, you just rinse repeat until he has to side B, and then you just like nair it or something. I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit easier for Brawler to get the edge guards and explosive stuff than Fox does, because they both get explosive stuff. But I don't know. I feel like because you have Thrupper out of shield, Fox has to play a lot safer in terms of neutral and make Brawler come to him. But if Brawler comes to him correctly, then he's still getting pressure because his stuff is safe on shield on Fox, whereas not vice versa. So I think honestly, Brawler wins. Again, it's +2. You beat him up and you be a little careful about the spacing, but like you hit him once and you deal him 80 and then you juggle him or edge guard him or edge trap him. It doesn't matter. Like, you can get away from so many of Ganon's good positions, whereas you don't the other way around. Greninja. Haven't played it. Honestly, I haven't played it that much. I'm just putting it there for now. So you get down throw Thrupper, but not a huge window, and it's hard. I'm gonna say -1 probably. Greninja's also a character that can edge guard because he has a good jump, so you can cover the high recovery, and then covering low recovery isn't super good, but he does have up B to kind of make it annoying. This is a complete whiff punish matchup for Greninja, and it's really hard sometimes to deal with whiff punishing with me Brawler because he has to like run his face in, so you have to guess and overshoot, which granted, if you guess correctly, you're going to kill this character. Like, so much damage, it's ridiculous, because again, me Brawler's damage output is not okay. His combos are more annoying because he has drag down combos more consistently than Fox does, which are not easy to deal with. You don't want to be juggled by this character because he's fast with a good jump. I could see it being here, but like every time I've played it, I have to like really think about how to play neutral, and if I don't, then I just take 70. You've played Capsize a lot. It's like Fox but wet. Okay, well, what do you mean fire? Like, is it a good matchup? You think it's even? I'll put it here then, because like it can be really annoying, but I guess like that's a player versus player thing. Like, if you are consistently, oh no, not again. I think dash attack can be annoying for Greninja to deal, or for Brawler to deal with. Assuming it's not like the super cross up, you can just up B it. If it's like barely cross up, so you just have to pay attention to that. Again, like Greninja does have to consistently be outplaying you in neutral because your punish game is way better, like way better. So I'm gonna say even or -1 because it doesn't seem fun, but I could be wrong about that. Fire the Pyro, my editor says it's even or +1. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Hero, I think we shit on Hero. I don't think it's close. I've not struggled with it even a little bit. You get down throw Thrupper. No, you don't. I lied. You frame data him. You're safe enough that he can't up B out of shield. His moves are so slow, so you can just get in really easily. You pay attention to spells and you shield. You can edge guard him if he goes low. Hard for Hero to like establish any pressure. Like, you just have to be like getting outplayed to hell, or they have to roll perfect. But I feel like the buffs aren't even that scary because you're fine not shielding, but if you do shield and he doesn't have the buffs, then you just up B out of shield everything if it's close enough, and if it's not close enough, you just like nair out of shield towards him and he can't do anything about that because Hero's frame data isn't good. Ice Climbers, probably even or +1. Play Suplex the first time and it's free. That's true. I think Suplex is actually broken in this matchup because it like separates in a weird way. So Suplex kind of destroys this character, but at the same time, you do have to hit with your face, and Ice Climbers kills you for hitting your face. Neutral can be hard, but at the same time, you're not gonna get out of shield punished because everything you have is so safe. I think you can use my set. I think it's fine. I think Suplex is also very good in this matchup because again, the command grab is huge and it has a huge splash box that if you grab Popo, Nana's just gonna get hit by it, and then you just kill her. I think it's really easy to kill her as Brawler because you can just like carry her across stage with like nairs and forward airs and stuff like that. Overall, Brawler wins neutral. If they ever do like Blizzard Walls, you just full hop over it or just shot put, make both of them shield, they stop, and then now they took like a third of their shield, so you can just do that over and over again. Ike. I think Ike is +1. Me Brawler combos the hell out of this character, kills the hell out of this character. Down throw Thrupper is really good on him, which is crazy. You get all your big combos, and Ike is gonna like 1 and 2 piece you, which are way less scary than you're hitting them. You can nair him out of shield, you can up him out of shield. If he's on top of you, you up him out of shield. If not, you just nair into him. Like he nairs and shields, and you just go short hop forward nair, and then he can't deal with it, has to roll or jump or something like that. So the ball is, I feel like, more in Brawler's court to make the good plays, whereas Ike is like, I hope that they run into nair, whereas you can kind of be like, I'm gonna nair and see what, like, they naired, I'm gonna nair, see what they do. Do they jump? Do they roll? If they roll, then I get down throw into like up, like nair, land on platform, dash, up tilt, blah, blah, blah. Whereas I feel like Ike doesn't have those moments of like greatness, but still big sword kill early. Incineroar, I think Incineroar is +1. I don't think it's +2 because Incineroar's whiff punishing is really scary with dash back F tilt, dash back turn around down tilt, dash back grab, dash back side B. And I feel like whiff punishing can be a big deal. And also he has revenge, so like you can't just blatantly mash on him for no reason because he can get stronger and then kill you really early. When you get the hit, he dies. Like he actually just dies. He takes so much damage and then is off stage. He's not getting off the ledge. There's a lot of situations that are bad. I think if he has to do like a bad side B or a weird up B, you can just side B it off stage and get a kill or like just a lot of damage. Brawler wins pretty handily. I think Inkling's +1. While yes, it is a whiff punishing matchup that I kind of mentioned can be annoying, and especially with these, Inkling doesn't do anything. You just bully, like, she doesn't have an out of shield option. She doesn't have a big sword. She has back air, which back air's not even safe on shield because you just up B it. Because her hurt box is there. When you hit her, you deal her a ton of damage, and you just kill her. Your hits do so much more. The neutral isn't hard because she's honestly not that good at general whiff punishing. Like, she has her dash, but like, what is she gonna do? Grab, up throw, up air, back air? You cool. That was like less damage than a Mii Brawler combo at 70. Honestly, like, it might be one of Inkling's worst matchups. I think it's really easy. Granted, I'm a top player that's really good at neutral, and I haven't played a super top Inkling, so I could be wrong about this, but it feels really easy. If they do down B, you just side B it, or jump and shot put over it, and then you get the pressure. If they're trying to space, you have dash attack as a whiff punish, you have thropper at a shield. Like, dude, it's really easy. Isabel. I don't know how to play these matchups, but I'm assuming that's just because I'm carried by T-Jolt as Pika. But I still think it's +1. If they don't play super well, then you just win. Again, down throw thropper works on the character. Her camping is too slow and doesn't put enough in front of you to really be scared about it. I don't think it's good enough. Joker. I used to think this was probably Mii Brawler's worst matchup. I was wrong. I think it's even. The reason it's easier than Greninja, in my opinion, is because Greninja's whiff punish is their combo starter, whereas Joker's whiff punish is dash attack. Or sometimes up throw, which does less damage than Greninja's up throw. I think it can be annoying because I don't think down throw thropper works on this character. Oh, it does. It works really well. I thought he was too much of a fast faller. No, he gets full upper bridge. I'm stupid. So yeah, down throw thropper works on him. You combo him to shit. Hard to win neutral, but the thing is, when you're not winning neutral, you're not taking as much percent as some other characters that are whiff punishing you, and his neutral's not that good. Nair is unsafe on shield because you have thropper. You can edge guard him pretty easily by like falling and nairing his tethers, or of course if he has Arsene, then you just nair, like grab ledge, nair over and over again. It's pretty simple. You obviously deal a ton of damage to this character. If he ever misses a Rebel's Guard or a counter, if he has Arsene, you kill him, right? You just like wait, and then falling up air or falling nair or whatever you want to do. This character has to play perfect neutral the entire time, which is possible, but not easy. But then Arsene is scary. But again, Arsene, like all their pressure with Arsene, if they're doing like nairs and stuff, then like you just thropper it out of shield. I think you need BDK in this matchup because if not, you actually just get edge guarded. Like you have to recover high every single time, and I feel like that's really scary against Arsene Joker because up air, or Joker in general. So you have BDK, which allows you to recover low a lot easier. It gives you more variability and stuff like that. Puff, I think this matchup's free. If you have the recovery side B, it's free. You actually just kill her. Like her down throw thropper window is the second biggest in the game. And it starts at 52 with no rage. She dies. She actually just dies all the time. You hit her once, she's at death percent. And neutral isn't that hard. Her stuff is safe on shield against a lot of characters, not against Thropper. Your pressure's so much better than hers. Your combos are so much better than hers. You're not really gonna get edge guard unless you already got hit low, but at the same time, like, if you get forward throw it at the ledge, you just do jump, down B, kick, and she has to like be back on stage and punish you, which she can punish you, but it's like, she has to cover that specific option. If you see them not dash back, then you just jump, fall, thropper. You're not really gonna get trade up B and nair, because up B is a little disjointed. So Kazuya, I think Kazuya, I'm gonna say is even or +1. If you're wrong, you get beat up. but also your shield pressure is really good versus him because he only has shield grab as an out of shield punish. And if you're a little safer than that, or like do stuff into spot dodge or stuff into jump or stuff into roll, then it's going to be really hard for him to punish. And if he's only moving, then his backwards movement isn't super great, so you can just hit him eventually, and then you deal him a ton of damage. Down throw thropper works really well on him. You deal a ton of damage, platform pressure. Obviously, you get hit, you die, but you can just play a little safer than you normally do and let Kazuya come to you and then punish him for it. His disadvantage is not good in this matchup. His recovery is okay in this matchup. He has to go low, and if he doesn't go low, you just side B the really laggy up B or just like back air it. You can just run away from him for a long time too. You can platform camp him, and if he's ever wrong, you just like up tilt him and then kill him. It's probably actually just +1. Brawler's broken, by the way. Ken. Honestly, both of the Shotos are even. They do a lot of damage to Brawler, but at the same time, you do a lot of damage to them. Of course, they have a frame 1 combo escape in terms of focus. You can't really just thropper out of shield them. It becomes a read. They focus cancel their down tilt, so it's always a guess, which can be annoying. But I do think like the advantage and the edge trapping and stuff are good enough that it's even, especially with how the stages are in this matchup. I feel like, you know, you ban FD, and you're good. It's hard because you can't just like mash into them. You have to play a little bit more passive. But when you get the hit, it's so satisfying. Like, it's more satisfying than their hits. They have to win neutral 2 or 3 times to equal one of your neutrals, which is crazy because they do a lot of damage. King Day is really easy. Well, honestly, it's not. Yeah, it's easy. You just hit him. He has no out of shield options. You just hit Gordo. You can play it in like a mid range and just wait and then see what they do, whether they like dash back F tilt, whether they Gordo and just hit them for it. They can't really edge guard you. Have to make a choice really early, and then you can just not make that choice or recover low. I don't know how Day deals with you recovering low and doing like a low side B and then jump up B, besides like hoping that they get like a down air. You combo him, you advantage him. Like Day is a character that just takes 70, and like none of his, like he has to back air you to be safe on shield. If he doesn't do that or you are close enough to him, you just throw over everything or like nair or grab or something like that. Ledge trapping's not an issue in this matchup because you can just like drop off up air or nair or something like that. Rool is also +2 probably. I'm gonna go with +1 with Rool because he's a little bit better at fighting than Day is. Actually, no, +2. He can't use his projectiles against you ever. If he ever does a projectile, you immediately get close. If he ever like crowns, you can either do the side B over him or like flip jump over him and hit him. Or if you're close enough, you can just like short hop over the side B and then grab him and do a ton of damage. Down throw thropper works forever on him. You combo him to absolute shit. So all you have to do is keep your down B when you're off stage, and then if they trade nair with up B because it has armor, then you just down B high, and then you're good. Kirby. Low-key, not that easy. Kirby's ground game can be really annoying for you to deal with. The only reason that it's +1 is one, down throw thropper works absolutely like super well on him. You can just kind of camp Kirby, but at the same time, this character's terrifying. This is one of the matchups that if you don't have burning dropkick, you're gonna get edge guarded. You have to recover high like every single time. This is probably like the second hardest +1 I've put. Link, +1. A big thing in this matchup is you are one of the only characters that can deal with nair. If they like don't do it super low to the ground, is -3. That's thropper every time. Link does not have those out of shield options. Again, he has footstool out of shield bomb if he has it in hand, but if not, you get to shield pressure him, you do a ton of damage, shot put to harass his bomb recoveries, or thropper it if they have to go above stage. Down throw thropper, again, I'm pretty sure does not, oh, okay, it doesn't work on him. But either way, doesn't matter, you down throw him, he has to jump or air dodge, and then you are fighting a character with no jump or air dodge, and then you hit them off stage, and then you shot put them or weak nair their up B and they die. Being able to thropper his nair is like broken, because me Brawler has the same nair, except then he doesn't have an out of shield option. In general, I'm gonna favor combo. Little Mac. Also +1, kind of annoying, because you don't really edge guard in the way that's good versus Little Mac. I think this might be actually a suplex matchup, so you have a better option on the ground. But like this matchup can be really annoying because he hits really hard and kills you and can 2-frame you, and like you recover high most of the time, but character does mad damage. And low-key isn't easy for Brawler to fight because he's faster. Like, you can camp him, but your camping doesn't do anything. I'm still fine with mine. I still think it's +1. Definitely the hardest bottom tier. Lucario. The only thing that makes Lucario a little bit annoying is down throw thropper doesn't really work on him, but at the same time, you do so much damage. There are 0 to deaths that you can get on Lucario. I do think it's +1. I don't think anything that Lucario have is safe enough on shield except for nair. You're not really scared in neutral until they have aura, and if they have aura, then you're still fishing for like landing up air. Again, you can get like big combos against Lucario, and you still can down throw thropper, but if you miss that window, you might have to deal with aura Lucario, which is scary. Lucario has to play a whiff punish game, and he's not fast enough to really do that. So you can just pressure him. Like he doesn't have good out of shield options. Like besides what, footstool, dare out of shield. Lucas. +1. You are way better at dealing with Lucas stuff than vice versa. You deal so much more damage. Down throw Thrupper is really good versus him for no reason. I was honestly like, this might be +2. I think if Lucas wants to fight up close, you're better at it. If Lucas wants to run away, he's giving you space to then get him off stage and ledge trap him. It's really hard for Lucas to get off the ledge even with the Zair stuff, because if they do that perfect Zair, I'm pretty sure it's still -3, which means you're gonna get Thrupper. They have to play perfect. They have to play perfect keep away, and they don't. Palutena, in my opinion, is even. I don't think it's terrible. Down throw Thrupper doesn't work on her. But the thing is, her disadvantage kind of sucks. Except for teleport, Palut's disadvantage kind of blows. Her neutral's really hard in this matchup because everything she has isn't safe on shield. I don't know if you can space around them, but again, she's playing this awkward like landing short hop game. You don't care about that. Anytime she does an aerial, especially Nair, you just up B it every single time. You combo the fuck out of her. She's really easy to combo for Brawler. Like, she's one of the best combo weight. If she fares you, you just do the thing where you short hop Nair into her, and then if she dashes out, you're not going to be enough lag for them to punish you. If they shield, then you're naring into them and they don't have good out of shield options. You're kind of winning in that situation. I don't think it's necessarily easy because Palu can just play really good neutral because she's one of those characters and she can just advantage state you. But I don't even know if she can advantage state you super hard because she has to deal with going to ledge and doing like BDK or going high and doing flip jump. Again, if she gets those reads or you fall into habits, you're gonna get fucked. Lucina, low key, +1. Her and Martha are +1. This is one of the matchups that I don't think Martha inherently does worse. They have up out of shield to get out of combos, but it's so risky to the point where it's basically not worth it. You kill this character really easily with down throw Thrupper. It's like really easy. Again, she can up out of shield you sometimes if you're not perfect, but again, it's such a big risk for her that like it's almost not worth it. And the fact that she's so floaty means that your advantage state just destroys her. If you get the hit, even if you don't get a full combo, you get like 30 because you're still me Brawler and you do a ton of damage even with your bad combos. You can use suplex in this matchup because you can just grab them. Again, I like BDK because I don't want to be put off stage with no down B and just die. You win neutral in my opinion as me Brawler, and that's the thing that Lucina wants. Luigi. Honestly, this is the matchup I've played the least of. Still, I'm willing to say even or +1 in my opinion. I think you kind of beat Luigi up. Again, frame 1 option to get out of combos, but it's actually, again, it's one of those risky ones that if he's wrong, you kill him for it. Like, it's not even like oh, I read his down B and I got like a grab or an up tilt. It's like, no, I read him at 30 for doing a down B and he was anywhere on stage. He takes 70. Down throw Thrupper really works well on him because his down B doesn't actually work super well, and if he has to use it, then you just wait and then he does it, and then you kill him anyway. Literally, the only annoying thing in this matchup is obviously Luigi has good grab combos and good combos in general. It's probably even in neutral. I think that both of them can fight each other really well. Me Brawler's frame data is safe enough where you're not really getting upbeat out of shield, which is important, obviously. You can pressure Luigi's shield. Luigi cannot really pressure yours because you have upbeat. Any of his like random panic options to get out of disadvantage, you can just kill. You do something and he nairs, and you're on the ground because you up tilted, you parry the nair, and then get up tilt, up air, up tilt, Thrupper. Like, it's a lot. Like, you deal so much damage to Luigi that, and also you're really good at edge trapping him because edge trapping Luigi can be kind of annoying, but like the characters with the really good nair are really good at it. The reason that Luigi beats Fox is because Fox just completely loses neutral because he doesn't have anything safe enough, and like his airspeed sucks, whereas Brawler's airspeed is good, so you can cross Luigi up. If I had to pick even or +1, I'm going more towards even, but I think it's fine. Mario. I straight up think Brawler wins. Brawler's combos against Mario are better than vice versa. You're fast faller, so you have access to empty jump. If Mario does any of his aerials not absolutely perfectly, you can up B it. Obviously, same for vice versa, but I think that Mario not being able to get away with him doing nair and back air is way more influential than the other way around, right? Like, if you're not at like that 30% window where like down throw, like up air, nair, I don't even know, does Brawler get like up air nair train? Because he might low profile under it. Okay, so it does kind of work. I don't know. It seems a little not easy for your boy Mario, in my opinion. I think it's +1. If Mario hits you with a weak nair and you're not at like 40, you're not gonna care. Like, Brawler has so many more options, and again, the fast faller. The fact that you're a fast faller means that you have the ability to do empty jumps, whereas Mario doesn't really have that option. He can't just like flood you when you're off stage because you can just shot put it, then he has to reflect it, but reflectors on shot put are weird in this game. I've never really struggled with it unless they're playing perfect neutral, in which case you just play neutral back. Mega Man, haven't played it that much. I've played it like a couple times. It's annoying. I don't like it. Mega Man can keep Brawler out really well and really effectively, to the point where it's like Cloud. But obviously the reason it's not like Cloud is because if he hits your shield, you hit him for it. Whereas Cloud says, I don't care if you hit my shield, or I don't care if I hit your shield. That's the point. Pellets can be really annoying to deal with. You have to do things like full hop nair to get in, and if you do that, then you're gonna get hit for it. Like, you can get up aired or you can get faired and stuff like that. I don't think that matchup's good. I find that you are playing severe cat and mouse, but the thing is, you know, Mega Man has like good kill options and stuff like that. So, Meta Knight. I think you're too fast faller for him to get a lot of his good combos. So, I mean, it's +1. I think that you fuck him up with down throw thropper. You still hit him like really hard. You get him on platforms really easily. Meta Knight wants to be in the air, so then you just grab him on a platform or like randomly up air him or up tilt anti-air him, and you can just kill him for it. You obviously deal more damage than vice versa for the most part. Your neutral's way better for the most part. Not way better, but like, no, like it is better. So yeah. Mewtwo. I think charge shots can be a little annoying for Brawler, but at the same time you have jump shot put. So I'm gonna say even or +1. Mewtwo gets bullied, and he dies really early. He gets hit by so much stuff. I don't really know how to deal with charge shots as Brawler because I play Pika, and I can T-Jolt and make them shoot it early. Like, it doesn't really have a way to deal with your shield pressure, but charge shot's a pain in the ass. Fire the Pyro is arguing with me. His air defense doesn't exist. That's fair, yeah. Like, the juggling seems really bad. He has to teleport down. I think it's like simple. It's just like, if you get hit by a ton of charge shots, you're gonna lose, but if not, you should win. Mii Gunner, I think we beat Mii Gunner. I think the keep away is annoying, but you can just do it slow and do it patiently, and then your hits mean so much. Also, down throw thropper works really well on him. And you can like nair through some of the stuff. I'm pretty sure you can nair through some of the projectiles, which I could be wrong about that, but I feel like you can. If you get a single hit, you deal them 60, whereas they have to like keep you away 6 or 7 times in order to equal that. And if you're just patient and just like jump and slowly get in and not just be like, I need to hit them right now, then it's fine. Mii Sword Fighter is a bad sword fighter. Neither of them have had shield options that are good enough to contend with the pressure. Swordsman, you actually just bully him. He has to just completely keep you out, but Swordsman isn't really a keep out type of sword character. His mobility is too low to do that. Min Min. I'm gonna say Min Min's -1. Because even though your moves go through, no, it's even. Even though your moves go through the arms, you still get kept away. You get down tilted, you get up smashed. It's annoying. If you aren't perfectly getting in, you're gonna get like steamrolled. But at the same time, if you recover high and you have BDK, you can sometimes BDK over smash attacks, or like flip jump over smash attacks, or shot put over smash attacks. Good Min-Mins shouldn't be greedy for the most part. Nair beats arms, which means that if they don't do it perfectly, if they don't whiff punish you perfectly when you're like with your like 6 frames of landing lag, like you're gonna be fine. And that's really hard to do consistently. Game & Watch is even or +1. I'm gonna go with +1. Game & Watch's up B isn't good enough to get out of a lot of combos. And the thing is, if Game & Watch up Bs and you don't get hit by it, you can kill him at like 60% with just jump punish. It's so risky for Game & Watch to do his best get off me option to the point where it's like, you just kill him. So let's say you're fighting Game & Watch. And you can just combo him pretty hard, right? You do like basic combos that lead to like just a lot of damage, right? So like, I'm just gonna pretend like I'm gonna combo. Like, getting out of Brawler's combos is so risky. Granted, of course, they can down air your up B if you're not perfect with it. But like, again, even just like add a shield. Like, I'm gonna have them just do it in neutral, and this is gonna be hard to do, but like, whatever. Like, you can kill this character mad early. I'm gonna have like a follow-up of mash down air, just to make sure. You kill them so early. So doing things that Game & Watch likes to do with like down smashes and up smashes and stuff like that becomes really risky, because any hit can lead to either their entire stock worth of damage or down throw thropper, which just kills them. Ness, I also think is +1. And I'm not saying this because like I'm copiuming and hoping that, you know, I do well versus them. I really think that Brawler has tools against both of them. Also, both of them, you have to. It is mandatory that you run Burning Dropkick, because otherwise you just get edge guarded. I played Meister, and maybe he doesn't know exactly how to edge guard because he's never played someone with Burning Dropkick, but we played for like an hour and he got like 2 edge guards versus me, which I was already in a really bad position and got greedy, and then he killed me for it. Shotput's actually really good versus Game & Watch too. I'm just gonna finish Game & Watch. Shotput's also really good versus Game & Watch because it randomly goes through chef. He can't really chef you because both your feint jump kick, you don't get chef edge guarded or edge trapped. He can't nair your shield ever because you just up B it. So he has to basically go into a game of like hoping that you don't shield if he wants to nair, or hoping that you're holding shield for way too long and then he grabs you. But again, the damage output that Brawler gets is better than Game & Watch's, and Game & Watch's damage output's really good, even with Game & Watch having such a good get off me option in terms of up B. It's not as hard to deal with his juggles compared to a lot of characters, because fast fallers work really well against Game & Watch's up air, because otherwise they air dodge and then he just up airs or nairs them anyway, whereas a fast fall air dodge gets you to the ground really fast. So if you're doing like a rising up air, like a full hop up air, and you just go like double jump fast fall air dodge, like you're gonna be most likely fine. compared to a lot of characters which actually just get advantaged for an entire stock. I also think the Ness matchup's fine. Again, gotta run BDK in it, because otherwise you get edge guarded. PK Thunder is really hard to use against Brawler in terms of like as advantage, because you can just shot put where he is and then eventually get the hit. Also, it can go through the PK Thunder. Brawler's actually really good at edge guarding Ness, surprisingly, if you have shot put to make him go low, and then you can either grab ledge and then drop off the ledge and BDK it like I would with Skull Bash as Pika. Down air, for some reason, hits up B really well. Like, it's been way easier for me to do that than it has been to edge guard with like most moves. The neutral's perfectly fine. Ness can't just button on your shield. Like, if he does a rising aerial, you can just up B it or fair it out of shield, or like delay nair it out of shield. You get big combos. Down throw thropper works really well on Ness at 19% window, which is big. He can't really do a lot of his like random stalling stuff because you can just wait and then forward smash his ledge hang or down air his ledge hang. You know, Nesses love to hit buttons, and so if they hit a button in a lot of situations, you can just side B them. I've done it so many times to a lot of Ness players. Granted, I haven't played like the best of the best Nesses. I've played pretty good Nesses and I've had success in it. But even before like I did my labbing, I went Ness against Syrup, and that was before I knew all the combo stuff, and I still won more games than not. It's really not hard, in my opinion, to just like you outframe data the character. You're safe enough that you're not going to get punished out of shield unless they're doing footstool magnet stuff, in which case GG, they got it. Ness is top tier. Me Brawler has an answer to like everything. Pac-Man literally is one of the matchups I don't have matchup experience with. Like, he's probably my second least played matchup at this point. It was Shulk. I got like 2 hours of Shulk experience, so I have way more than that now. Pac-Man, I think, is probably in +1 because Pac-Man generally wants either completely wall you out or out of shield you. You can't out of shield me Brawler as Pac-Man because it's just not good enough. Up B out of shield's bad. He can't nair because it's not fast enough. Whereas everything that Pac-Man does on shield is up B-able unless it's super spaced. You can't really just easily run away from Brawler. And again, he's a fast faller, so if you get faired or something, you can just DI down and away and tech away, and you're gonna be fine because he's slow. Pac-Man can't really edge guard you, so the only thing you're really worried about is like obviously like the early like bell into forward smash shit like that. I don't think you really have to worry about that as much as people would make you think. You just obliterate this character in combos, so like your damage output's way higher than Pac-Man's, and you can constantly just win, I feel like. I think Peach can be hard. She combos the hell out of you. I feel like she combos fast fallers pretty well, in my opinion. She can edge trap you very well. So honestly, I would just recover high in this matchup every single time and hope you don't get upbeat, basically. Your damage output against Peach is really good. Down throw thropper's not super great on her, but you do juggle her for forever. Like, you up tilt and up air like everything she does. Like, she's just in the air. You just stand under her and like up air, up tilt, up air, like that, and that's it. And if you get a good one, you can get up air into thropper. You can get up air into land on platform, up air, thropper. I want to say it's +1. I haven't played it that much against the good Peaches. I've played it against like Elite Smash Peach, but Elite Smash Peach isn't anything. I want to say here, I think Pichu's even. Pichu's neutral can kind of be hard to deal with. I don't think that T-Jolt's easy to deal with for Brawler at all, which is why Pika is like definitively here. You kill this character, and I don't know, if you can still get down throw throppered as Pichu, I think it's probably here, honestly. Because you like outbox the character because you have up B out of shield, which can hit everything except for perfect nair. And Pichu's small, so you can actually do that because you're not really spacing on your shield. The low percent's really scary. Like, that's really bad. If you get like a nair at 40 that's nair F smash, they're dead. They can edge guard you and kill you, so you have to be careful recovering high versus this character because Thunder is obviously such a big threat. But I feel like overall your neutral's better, your combos are somehow better, and like less SDI-able and more reliable, and then your random kill potential is really good because like random up tilts can lead to thropper. Whereas Pikachu out neutrals the hell out of you because he can space around your thropper out of shield with forward air, which Pichu cannot. A hit for Pika leads to off stage, which is really scary. Again, you can't really recover very high because Thunder's a thing. Pika does get down throw throppered a little bit, not like crazy. It's like, it's 5-6% window, but it does exist. I've got it several times when I'm the Brawler. I would say not easy. You have to play perfect. You get edge trapped pretty hard. You can get edge guarded. The neutral's rough. You actually just have to outplay the Pika. It's possible because again, you do a ton of damage and all this crazy good stuff, but it's not easy at all for a Brawler to deal with it. I think Olimar's even. I think you do get kept out like decent. I think it's actually here. Nair and up tilt will hit every Pikmin on you, so you don't really have to worry about Pikmin being there. Down throw thropper works pretty well on him. 22% is a big fucking window. You know, Whistle can't get out of that. Nair beats a lot of his smash attacks and stuff, so like you're gonna have to be kept out by aerials, but again, if you're getting kept out by aerials, that becomes a Lucina Marth situation where he's floaty. If he's wrong, he takes a ton of damage. Again, you have to be a little careful to combo him at low percents because of Whistle, but at the same time, you just do basic combos, get him in the air. Olimar's not really good at landing because he has like down air, but then you just punish that. Again, you have Thropper for anything that's close to you on shield. You edge trap this character really bad. The Fox Nair spam is so good versus Olimar. It's why Fox, in my opinion, can do really well versus Olimar, except then Brawler recovers high. and down throw thropper. So it might actually be here. I would have to play a good Olimar for me to like definitively put it there, but I think it's really doable. Piranha Plant. Honestly, probably not worse than +1. No, +2. You bully him. You combo him. You kind of shit on him. I think it's pretty easy. Really self-explanatory. Pit. Honestly, I'm going to put Pit at +1. I feel like the neutral's kind of awkward because Pit has a really good nair, but at the same time, you can up B it if he's close. He's floaty. You advantage him really hard. You edge trap him really hard. Whereas I feel like, even though Pit has some stuff against fast fallers, I feel like just Brawler has more, and down throw up B is the thing. Whereas, you know, you have to get hit by like down tilt or like some 50-50s, whereas this isn't a 50-50. You just get hit and die. Granted, it's not a big window, but at the same time, like, oh, was he gonna do double jump out? Pokemon Trainer, +1. Literally, me, Brawler, might be the best character in the game at punishing swaps. All your combos just put you in the same spot unless they're swapping through up B, but it's really easy to bait. It's really just, you fight all these characters. Ivysaur cannot deal with your pressure. He has to, or she has to just like pivot grab you. Charizard, you're too safe for him to add a shield, and then you just like camp him and be passive, and then if he hits anything on your shield, you just like nair it or forward air it or up B or up smash or whatever. Like, you would just add a shield it pretty easily. Squirtle is probably the hardest one, but at the same time, you do more damage to Squirtle than vice versa. If you catch Squirtle in a really hard combo, they have to swap into Ivysaur, and then by the time you're finished with your combo, because you read the swap probably, they just die. Like, I had 0 to death this character so many times just because their disadvantage isn't good. Like, they have swap and that's it. Their disadvantage otherwise is not good, and Brawler is a monster at capitalizing on disadvantage states. Pyrimitra. I will probably say even or -1. I don't think that Brawler is able to get a lot of offstage hits against Pyrimitra to like get edge guards. I think Pyra's very easy because you just like slowly wait to get in and don't like panic about it. She doesn't have good out of shield options, so if you ever get like the nair on shield, you're still in pressure. Mithra has Foresight. That's a constant frame 2 option that punishes you for it. Like, sometimes you get people air dodge out of combos and you're like, ah, whatever. It's not a big deal, you can follow up, but because Foresight is Foresight, you can't. Could be even, I think it could be even if you play it like really, really well. I'm very biased because I play Pika, and I can just like autopilot against Pyrimitra kind of, whereas I would have to like really think in that matchup with Brawler because he doesn't have a good projectile in that matchup, or like super good edge guarding or like offstage drags. Speaking of fine, I think the Belmonts are honestly even. I don't think it's that good. It's really awkward to deal with his up B out of shield. It's big. The spacing of this character is crazy. It's actually really hard to get in on this character because you can guess right, but if you guess wrong, you're stuck all the way across the stage. The side B is not fun to deal with. Holy Water is not fun to deal with. You don't really get edge guarded or edge trapped super hard in this matchup, in my opinion, but neutral's so hard. And like, they end up killing like really easily on stage with like F tilts and forward airs and stuff like that. Like, that kills at like 110. And like, obviously if you get your big hit, you can kill them. And like, that can happen pretty frequently, but I think it's just on it. Don't think it's -1, then I will put it in +1. I will agree with that. Ridley, +2. I don't know what you're supposed to do in this matchup. As Ridley, you do anything and you get punished. Like, anything out of shield is just like nair or up B. You get comboed so hard, down throw thropper, so good on you. It's a 30% window, which is ridiculous. He gets comboed really hard. The neutral's hard. He doesn't have good out of shield options. He literally can't do anything except completely keep you out the entire time. And if he messes up once, he takes 80. And you edge trap him really easily, in my opinion, just like a little bit farther back because he's not gonna above you. Like, if he ledge jumps, you're like, fine, this is cool. Up air and up tilt, and that's all you do. Rob is +1. Rob does not have the out of shield hitboxes to deal with Brawler's pressure. The combo game is ridiculous. The advantage game is ridiculous. They have to just like either bank on early nair or hope you're not gonna do an early thrupper or something. Like, they have to choose their options so ahead of time because nair is so slow that if I'm like jumping up there and they go for nair, once I'm already up there, I just up B on reaction before it even comes out. Down throw thropper works really well on Rob, like really early, surprisingly. Like, it starts on him at 80, and he's like a pretty heavy character because he's so floaty. And of course, like, Rob is Rob, and he can explode on you, and he can edge trap you, and he can like camp you kind of, and can be annoying. And his down tilt's really good, but also if he's close enough to you, down tilt is actually thrupperable, which is crazy. Rob just has to play better neutral than you, which is really, really hard. Robin, +1 somewhere. It might be +2. Robin can't deal with the pressure, takes a bunch of damage. Robin can get kills, but at the same time, like, you can just recover high versus Robin and avoid the edge trap, which is Robin's best aspect, is the edge trapping. Then Robin has to play you in neutral and like has to whiff punish you, but they're slow, so whiff punishing's hard because they can't get away from you, and if they don't, then you pressure them and you juggle them and you edge trap them, and it's really hard. Rosa, I'll say Rosa's even. Rosa's like a keep away character that also fights you. Like, it's a fighting keep away. It's not like a projectile keep away where like, if I guess right, I'm in there. It's like, no, Luma's still annoying. You know, Luma can ruin combos at early percents because Luma just exists and there's double the hit lag. Whoops, you try to do something and Luma hit you out of it. She dies really early. If you don't have Luma, it's free. More to think about, I'm gonna put it here. Could be even, but probably +1 because the pressure's really good. But if the Rose is just like constantly moving, it can be a little annoying. But then again, that's you're getting outplayed because you're getting out neutraled, but then you can just out neutral them by like overshooting and stuff like that. Roy, I would say Roy is even or -1. It's harder than Chrom, because Roy's recovery is much better and much harder to deal with. If they want to pressure, you can pressure back. If they want to like be up in your face with their sweet spots, you get up Bs out of shield. If they want to space, it can be a little annoying. If they're playing more passive to make you approach, that's a little annoying because Roy has really good burst options and really good like dash up down tilt or like dash nair. So if you're clashing on aggression, Roy can win that a lot of the times. But you do combo him really hard. You edge trap him really easily in my opinion, but you don't get down throw thrupper because he's a fast faller, that's light. And it's really hard to like also hit him just in general because he crouches when he lands or when he's dashing. So it's really hard to get things like landing up air, which are like huge combo or like kill confirms and combos. It's not super good versus Roy because he's mobile, has a sword, and crouches when he runs. So yeah, it's hard. Samus. I think Samus is even. It could be better than this for me, Brawler. Up B out of shield again can be annoying. If you do it perfectly, you're not gonna get up B, but it's still hard. But again, Samus has to win several neutral interactions to equal 1. Down throw up B works really well on her. Charge shots can be annoying, but again, me Brawler's jump is so good that like you can like force people to like do their like, oh, I'm charge shotting forward air or something like that. And if they're wrong once, that's a huge amount of damage for Brawler. Whereas like I feel like running into the charge shot isn't as big of a deal. Like he's fine just like cornering Samus and like playing the corner game. Like a grab for Brawler is 36 or something like 33 with down throw fair up B at 0. If you hit a better combo starter, this character takes like 60. The character does not have a good disadvantage. Bomb is fine, but like you can just hit it with up air and then get hit by the bomb and then up B immediately and get still a combo. So she's really got to be careful in disadvantage, like really, really bad. It might be even or +1, but I'm just gonna go with even for now because I think Samus is broken. Sephiroth, even or it's probably just +1 actually. Brawler's too fast. Like you don't get kept away by Sephiroth. He does like one backwards aerial. He does like short hop backwards, back air, and you go, okay, shield, and then you dash forward again, and they go short hop forward, back air, and you're like, okay, shield again. Now they're in the corner. He's so light. He dies to like so many combos. He's big. He gets hit by everything. Wing is a problem, sure, but like I still don't care. Like you just parry everything in dash attack. Like none of Sephiroth's aerials are safe enough on shield to the point where I'm scared of them. Because if you just parry them, you get a dash attack. Safest one's -10. Like that's easy dash attack. Minus like obviously this you just thrupper. Like if they're close, you hit them and kill them, or not kill them. You hit them with thrupper. If they're far, you just are okay with taking that and then just dash forward when you can. I think it's really not that bad. Again, if you use BDK, you're not really gonna get edge guarded super hard because you can just recover high. I think Sheik is probably even or +1. I think that Sheik wants to be perfect and space everything perfectly. If they do something one frame not perfect, you thrupper them. Your combos on Sheik are very strong. Their combos on you are also strong, but not as strong. You ledge trap her, you juggle her. If you ever catch like a high bouncing fish or a mid bouncing fish, you just get like double jump up or up B. I feel like Brawler's too explosive in the matchup to really like be super comfortable with Sheik, and the neutral for Sheik isn't that good because again, she has to play perfect, not trade with your things like up tilt and nair, and then be perfect and then combo you perfectly. Shulk. I'm gonna put Shulk in even. It felt fine. It's probably even or -1, and I'm just godlike, but it didn't feel bad at all. You can get rolled, sure, but you can also roll Shulk. Obviously, shield art makes it hard, but again, they use shield art, they don't have it for 18 or 24 more seconds. It's a timer that if you get the hit, then you're fine. Like down throw up B is actually so good on Shulk. If they don't have shield art, it's ridiculous. 20% window, that's huge. So if they don't have shield art, because they had to use it from like an up air chain, then later you get like a nair grab down throw thrupper and you just kill them. It was surprisingly easy to ledge trap this character. It was surprisingly easy to whiff punish this character. I was whiff punishing nairs with dash attack and forward airs with dash attack and nairs with F smashes. Like it felt perfectly doable. Like perfectly fine. You want a matchup also I think is perfectly fine? Snake. I think it's even or +1. Brawler has everything you want in this matchup. He has a way to deal with high Cypher because you have up B mix-ups. You don't really care about grenades because your frame data is better. So if you're like doing your combo, you deal them 30, then you blow up with the grenade and then you just mash nair and continue your pressure. It's really good. You have a good grab, so it makes Snake have to spot dodge, and then you're just really good at punishing spot dodge with weak nair into F smash. You have everything you need against Snake. Obviously, it can be a little bit difficult to recover if you don't run burning dropkick, or if you get hit really low with like a down smash and they're just gonna Nikita you. Brawler does fine. You can camp, you can position yourself, and you can wait and be ready for what Snake wants to do, and you don't have to press at all times, and you have so much at your disposal. Again, down throw up B is a pretty big range on Snake, so like Snake dies, he's not terribly heavy in this matchup. I think Brawler does perfectly fine in the matchup. I think if anything it's +1. Sonic! The matchup blows. Worst matchup. I don't know what you're supposed to do in this matchup. I think you run, instead of shot put, you run flashing Mach Punch to try to hit spins. I don't know how you catch him. He's hard to combo, and it's not like Game & Watch where like he's in a lot more lag after he up Bs and you can punish it, because one, Sonic's up B goes farther, like higher, so you can't actually punish it, and two, he's not as light. Down throw thropper doesn't work on him, unfortunately, for some reason. You don't have your big kills, it's really hard to do all your combos, and you get out neutral to hell. He is going to whiff punish you all day. He's going to spin, and you can't really do anything about it. I tried running counter throw in this matchup, not fun, because then you're just hoping they run into you. Brawler can play the matchup, sometimes, but if you ever lose the lead, you're fucked. I think it's really bad. Like, I played this matchup, and I was like, oh, this is why people think Sonic's good. Sora, I think it's +1. Well, actually, it's even, probably. Fast fallers get comboed really hard by Sora, and he can get those huge combos against you. Also, you combo the hell out of him. Brawler likes comboing floaties. Like mid-fallers, but you know, it's fine. Like you can combo Sora very easily in my opinion. You whiff punish the hell out of this character, but if you get hit once, like you might die. So I'm gonna put even a +1 actually. Nothing he has is really super safe on shield. If he ever lands on top of you with like Nair mix-ups, you can just uppy it. I don't think his like Nair and fair bounce mix-ups are even real on Brawler because he can just up air them and it hits both sides. Sora's neutral in this matchup scuffed, but his punish game is so good that it might be even, but it's probably +1. Steve, I think Steve is even even or +1. He can't really deal with Brawler's pressure, but of course, if you run into him at bad times, you're gonna get hit. His damage output is crazy. You get jab spiked off stage, which just kills you. If you survive like the 0 to 30, you're gonna like live forever. You have a way to pressure him off stage with shot put. You have down throw thrupper on Steve, which is like pretty good as far as I'm aware. It's like, yeah, it's an 17% window, which is pretty big. If Steve ever whips anything or like tries to like back air and you just like jump above it or something, like landing up air is crazy good against this character. Steve doesn't really have super good ways to get out of disadvantage except for like minecart and anvil, which you're fine with him wasting his resources because he can't really run away from you super well because you're just always there and always pressuring. It's fun. It's really fun. I can't say it's not even because Steve is really explosive and you sometimes die at 30, but also so does Steve. So I don't know. Terry, I think we beat Terry. Terry's shield pressure is not good versus Brawler because down tilt's -6. You just thrupper it. He has to forward tilt the entire game, and if he ever is wrong and you short hop over it, you get in whatever, right? You kill him. His down throw thrupper window is pretty generous as far as I'm aware. Yeah, like 20% almost. 91%, that's before go. You can kill him before he gets go if you just get the grab and you like, you know, you can pressure him off stage, especially if you're on burning dropkick, because if they ever do like a high power dunk, you hit it. If they ever do a mid or kind of low side B, you just run off and BDK it and hit him again. So you can edge guard and edge trap this character. You can shield pressure him because he doesn't really have good out of shield options. He can't do any of that to you because you have up B. Toon Link is probably +1. This character dies to down throw thrupper, I'm pretty sure. No, he's always one of those. Yeah, I forgot. Toon Link's really weird. You just advantage him for forever. He's slow. You kind of just have to play like slow and steady, and then when you get the hit, explode. He's not super fast in a way that's like damning to you because his damage output isn't super good. Your advantage and your combos are so good versus the character, you don't really care for the most part. I'm gonna say Villager's a little harder than Isabel, but it's still probably +1. You have down throw thrupper, you have a bunch of damage output, you can nair through slingshots. Side B's a little bit more annoying to deal with. You have better frame data, you have better out of shield, you have like everything. You have the ability to edge trap, you can recover high so you don't have to worry about the bowling ball. Like not worrying about bowling ball ever is such a privilege because even ISPika don't really have that. I find it perfectly playable. Again, if you're getting like super out neutral, that's on you. It's easier for Brawler to win neutral than vice versa. Wario is probably even. It might be +1. But I think like Wario's whiff punishing is a lot more realistic than a lot of other characters, and he gets big combos off of it. Obviously he has waft, he has a good recovery that you're not really able to edge trap. But at the same time, like nothing he does except for like perfect up air is safe on shield, which is crazy because thrupper is a thing and Wario doesn't really have a lot of range. Yeah, perfect up air is fine, but that's it. So it's probably even. You beat him up, he neutrals you, and then also beats you up because Wario's combos are really good. It might be even a +1, but I'm just gonna put it at even for now just because Gluto's really good. Wii Fit Trainer. I think Wii Fit is +1. I don't think you care about them ledge trapping because you can forward smash their ledge or like down air it. You can do a lot of things. You do so much damage to her, she doesn't really do anything back. Deep breathing doesn't really matter. You still get down throw up B for, you know, 19%, which is really good. I think Brawler just overwhelms her completely. She doesn't have good out of shield options, so she has to completely be whiff punishing you, which is super difficult to do. Wolf. I think Wolf is probably even. Again, I think it's one of those like Wolf has to play perfect neutral, but Brawler destroys when you get the hit. So if you're being really stubborn, it can be annoying, but if you're like also playing the neutral of like sometimes overshooting, sometimes not overshooting, like you deal so much more damage to Wolf than vice versa. Again, you can recover high and not really worry about even back air because you can get that high. You hit this character really hard. You can edge guard this character. You can two frame this character with down tilt and forward tilt. If they have to go for up B, it's really easy to time down air. If they go for side B, you just wait and then down tilt it. And again, down tilt into back air. If at like 60, down tilt into thrupper at higher percents. If they're both at kill percent, Wolf wins, which is the only reason it's even, because otherwise I think Brawler is fine. Yoshi. I think Yoshi's even. I know a lot of Brawler players don't like this matchup. I don't really get why. You can punish everything Yoshi does on your shield and just play passive. You don't have to get the crazy combos. Again, if Yoshi double jumps out of armor or double jumps out of your combos, that means they don't have their double jump anymore. So then if you ever get another hit, you kill them. If they double jump high, they have to worry about the threat of Thrupper starting at like 60%, similar to Game & Watch. Again, they have options. It's really not that hard. Like again, you just play a little bit passive. You don't only rush in. Your Nair is safe on Yoshi's Nair out of shield. Down throw Thrupper still works on the character, even with the armor, because it's 88 to 103. So you get to kill the character early, you get to do a bunch of damage, you play the neutral game, you deal more damage than vice versa. Your neutral is fine versus Yoshi, so like, honestly, like, it's probably +1. Young Link, I'm gonna go with even or -1, because the thing is, Young Link's fast. Young Link has a very small Thrupper range, so it's basically not a thing. He's also fast. The thing is, like, Young Link has good normals. Like, they're fast, they're safe on shield, and they're still swords, even if they're small swords, so it's hard to punish you, or rather it's hard for you to punish Young Link, and it's really hard to just like YOLO Nair in situations because he's really fast and like generally wants to backdash, but it's not like oh, they're outplaying you. It's like that's just what Young Link wants to do, and Young Link's game plan is really good because then if you miss, you get arrowed and then back aired and then all that type of stuff. I feel like it's just not fun. Like I haven't enjoyed the matchup when I've played it. Very frustrating. More frustrating than like these, because like at least these, like you can sometimes get in on the like their backdashes and stuff like that, or their swords, but it feels like Young Link always has an answer, and you have to just be guessing right as Brawler, which means that you're outplaying them if you're winning, so it's probably -1. Zelda, I think this matchup's free as f***. 1, down throw Thrupper, big window, right? So you kill her. You combo her to hell because her invincibility on her neutral B isn't that fast. If she does Phantom, you just go jump, double jump, shot put, you force her to shield, then you jump over the Phantom and you're in center stage and now she's in the corner. You don't have to respect this move at all. You have to be a little bit careful when you're recovering because you can't just blatantly recover high because she can just up air you. It's really risky for her to go to up Bs because you can get huge combos if they're wrong. The disadvantage is so bad for Zelda because you just like up air and up B, and if they ever do anything like neutral B high, you just like double jump up air up B them. Like it's so free. And then Zero Suit. Gonna be honest, haven't really played this matchup this much. I'm gonna say it's probably even or -1. Probably -1. I don't know how you would get in on Zero Suit. Feels even when playing sharp. I'll put it to even. Brawler, I guess, can kind of catch up, and you have to be very perfect to get away with a lot of stuff as Zero Suit. But again, like jump back is really hard to deal with. But at the same time, she's not really dealing a ton of damage to you. And I feel like if you run away from her, she also kind of struggles to hit you because you're like small and annoying, and like you have up tilt, which is a great anti-air. So if they're trying to land on you with like Nair, you can just up tilt it and anti-air, which is nice. You don't get down throw Thrupper, so I don't exactly know how you get kills in this matchup besides like getting an up air. But again, doing aerials versus Zero Suit hard. You have to stay on the ground. Your dash attack is a really good whiff punish, so that's pretty good. But I feel like it's a matchup where neither player is really comfortable. And that's the matchup chart.
Pikachu busted.